Welcome back. Let's continue our functions. Let's have three global variables, which means they are defined outside the function here. So we have f, which allows the user to input a string for his first name, m for the middle name, and l for the last name. And now we want to capitalize the three of them, f, m, and l. So we have our function define name in capital with the arguments f, m, and l. And let's have the first string capitalized. So we have f equals f dot the method capitalize with our brackets here. And let's repeat this capitalize with the m and l. And let's call name in capital our function now. So let's have this shift tab and let's call name in capital with the arguments, of course, f, m, l. And instead of printing the name of capital outside the function, let's try to have our print inside the function. Let's print the first name here plus a space plus the second string, which is the middle string, m plus another space, finally plus the last string, which is l. And let's have our print here. So the first name is Manel, the middle is Kamel, the last is Zaki. And let's have our enter here. It capitalizes the first letter in each string. So let's have this to be an outer function, and let's add an inner function to detect whether the middle name is given or not. So let's have a nested function here. Inside this define name in capital, let's have another define name. With our empty brackets and have our colon at the end and start defining our function. So if your middle name is equal to no string, then print your middle name is omitted. Otherwise, using our else, print your name is full. So let's have our shift tab here for the else. And let's print your name is full. Let's also call the function name here inside the outer function. So we have our shift tab here once and twice. We call the inner function. So we have name. Let's have our run. The first name here is Manel. The middle name, I'll just press enter here. The last name is Zaki. And it prints your middle name is omitted and prints the given first and last strings. Let's have another run here. The first name is our first string. The second is not omitted now. And we have our last name and enter. It gives your name is full and prints the name given to it. So what really happens here in nested functions is the following. We have an outer function here and we call it outside the function, of course. This is calling our outer function. We have our inner function here defined inside the outer function, and of course we call it here inside the outer function also. the program here executes the code starting from the very beginning. So it asks the user to input the three variables f, m, and l. Of course, it doesn't execute the define function unless it encounters the caller. So on encountering name in capital, it starts to execute the outer function. On calling the outer function here, the first statement which the program encounters is the caller name. So it goes to the inner function and executes it. Afterwards, it starts executing the following statements, which capitalize the variables f, m, and l, and then goes to the required trait. This is how a nested function works.